Right now, we turn to a major ruling from the Supreme Court ahead of the fast-approaching midterm elections. Yesterday, the nation's highest court allowed the Trump administration to implement key portions of its executive order on mail-in voting restrictions. All 6 justices appointed by Republicans, as you see on the left, ruled in the majority. All 3 justices appointed by Democrats dissented. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman is here on set to discuss this for us this morning. Katrina, good morning. Why did the High Court side with the Trump administration, do you think?
Errol, I think what's really important here is the court didn't say this executive order is legal. They didn't make a decision on the merits. What they said is, and this was more of a legally technical thing, they said the case was brought too soon, that the 23 states and D.C. had not been harmed by the order yet. The U.S. Postal Service hadn't issued any rules yet. So basically, all of this was just done too early for them to actually make a decision on it.
And the liberal justices noted that in their dissent of this. They're saying effectively, by not stepping in, the court is allowing for confusion. So does this leave room now for more legal challenges? Walk us through what the timeline of that would be, considering the midterms around the corner.
Absolutely. And I think it is important to note that even in this decision, they wrote, whether the executive order can move forward, only time will tell, Errol. So we're absolutely going to see this case brought back down to the lower court. The U.S. Postal Service has actually since issued a rule on Friday, so we could see this case just move all the way back up to the Supreme Court again. But what's also important is there's another related case before the same district court judge where there's actually a nationwide injunction, and that's blocking the U.S. Postal Service from moving forward with implementing their rules, which they would have to do to actually implement the executive order. So there's all of these layers here. There's 2 different cases. This is by no means done in the courts.
And I think some states have taken their own steps to not implement the president's executive order. So it's getting messy out there. What impact might this have on the midterms?
I mean, Errol, we don't know, but the midterms are coming up. It's less than 3 months away. People are worried this is just going to be a mess because it's happening so close. What's also important is there is this legal principle. It's called the Purcell principle. And that means that the courts aren't supposed to intervene when you're getting really close to an election. And that's probably part of why the attorneys general brought their case so early, because they knew if they waited, they were going to get into that window. So that's legally complicated. And then, of course, there's the bigger issue of the fact that it's really supposed to be the states and Congress that decide how we run our elections. So we haven't even gotten to that larger constitutional question yet.
An incredibly important and central issue to our viewers. Katrina, thank you so much for giving us that insight.